tonight we're going to play and you have to do it.
No,
No, you have to.
I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, you do. I love it. Putting pressure on a woman. What will happen if you put pressure on a woman?
Nothing.
That's it. Nothing actually will happen. But if
You will have a really, really beautiful night by yourself.
with your hand, hello. So if you take the pressure off, what will happen?
Well, I might come towards you.
And if I put the pressure on you?
I will go away.
I've seen this so many times. And I've seen this in my own life. And I've done this. You may not even be doing this consciously. The idea is how much pressure can you take off a woman in the bedroom to do something. And I had a beautiful example before. Do you want to share it now?
Yes, of course. We can share it. So we were talking about like messages and like how you sometimes share fantasies or desires with your partner about like or through messages and such. And then when it comes to the actual act, when you are with that person in person, then you might don't feel actually like doing it, or you maybe just feel like doing parts of it, but not all of it, or not to the extent that you were voicing it on the phone, like in messages, or even if it is a voice message and you actually voiced it before, you might not feel comfortable with actually performing the way that you were desiring or fantasizing about it. And that's totally cool.
Yeah, we were sending some naughty messages back and forward when we weren't in person. And then when we got in person, like we explored most of it, but then there was this like underlying thing, like Isabel's like, I feel a little bit of pressure. I'm like, what? She's like, I said like some stuff and we haven't done it yet. Are you feeling like we have to do it? And I feel like I have to do it because I said it. It's like that commitment and consistency kind of vibe. And I'm like, no, you don't. It's all cool. I'm really all good. If I want to do something in the bedroom, I'll bring it up and talk to you about it. And like vice versa, I hope.
Yep.
And then she's like, I just saw this weight off her shoulders because like, what a woman of her word. She's like, I want to do all this. But then it's like, we were kind of like, sometimes the fantasy is just enough of like talking about it instead of just acting on it. And then even just for a fantasy, you might want to explore something in the bedroom. And then you get to the point like, let's try this. Like, actually,
Let's do something different.
let's not do this.
Yeah.
And that pressure, like maybe you've set up something at the start of the day, like maybe like let's explore some butt plugs together. Like let's do this. And then it gets to the night, and then like maybe she's had like a crappy day, but you're trying to hold her to her word. You said you'd do this
Accountability.
tonight. Accountability. You said you'd do this. So you get into the bedroom and you're trying to put it in, and she's like, I don't really feel like it. The worst thing is I've seen men do this. And then like they kind of get disappointed in her or make her feel like she's done something wrong.
Yeah.
Or like just like
It just will turn her off completely because it will shut her down literally. She will completely close off and she will not be open to receive anything or to be like explorative or like playful with you at all because it just doesn't feel good.
It's like, here's this pressure. You said you'd do this. It's like things change, man. And it's okay if she's just changed her mind because of like something's happened or popped up.
Or maybe you changed your mind, or maybe there's something new coming up because of all the conversations or like messages or whatsoever were before that comes up now that you weren't talking about before, but you want to explore that instead because it feels way more appealing now.
Yeah, and I've had this woman who really wanted to do anal, like really wanted to do it. And then what happened one day, it got to the point where we're like, all right, cool, let's do it. And she's in the bedroom and she was crying. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, I feel like I'm letting you down. I know you really wanted to do this. I'm like, it's okay. We are seriously all good. She's like, no, but I'm like, what's going on really? She's like, I'm scared it's going to be messy. And what happens if something pops out? Like some Nutella, some poop pops out. Then what's going to happen? You'll never look at me the same ever again. And then what happens if it hurts? I'm like, hey, we can take our time. We can go slow. There's no pressure. And just like giving that woman that space.
Yeah.
That place where there's no pressure at all. And I know we've had conversations about this, about myriad of things, like just taking all pressure off you. Because sometimes like, well, I want to do all this. I'm like, hey, we have got time. Sometimes, I don't know, I've seen in a woman's mind, it's like, oh my God, we got to do this now. And stuff like.
And when she's in her mind, she's actually not really open to anything.
And she's not going to have the most amount of pleasure when she's in her mind. How can you help her drop out of her mind? And this is what you do. You like explain to them like, hey, I want to let you know, Isabel, there's no pressure. You're amazing. I really appreciate you. And like, we don't have to do anything tonight. We can just take our time. We can explore. And you know all that crazy shit that you send me in the messages? Like, even if we just do a little bit tonight, that's cool. Or we don't do any of it. Let's just take our time and build up. When you do this, she's more likely to come forward to you because there's no pressure. And then she'll be like, actually, can we explore this? Because it's just building so much safety. Because when she feels pressure, she's more than likely going to shut down, as Isabel said. And then you're not going to be able to explore that stuff. And it's not going to be great for you because then you're both stuck in your mind instead of like having this conversation. So you can both drop into your body.
And especially in the bedroom, you do want to be in your body and not in your mind.
Yeah, because if you're there, you're just stuck with what happens if this happens, what happens that happens, oh my God. And like going, and sometimes if I see Isabel in her mind, I'm like, hey, come here. And I'm like, come here. You know, like, I'd be a bit silly. So maybe she laughs and she drops in her body. I'm like, hey, is everything all good? What's up? She's like, actually.
And communication in that area is so important. Like to support the woman to know that there is no pressure on her, and also to allow her to feel safe. Communication is key. Like it's so important.
Yeah, and there's times as well when you're in the bedroom, like even like I'm just playing with her and she might not really be into but she's like, she wants to do it to please me. And then when like maybe she's going down on me, and I've said this to her multiple times, I'm like, oh, I wouldn't say multiple times, but like multiple different situations. And one of the situations is like when she's going down, and maybe she's just like doesn't really want to be there because like she's got so much stress from work, but she really wants to please me. And women are so amazing. Most of the time they just usually want to please and look after if you're a really great man. She's going down and I'm like, hey, let's just like chill tonight. Let's just not do this. And then she's like, oh.
And you will see and feel how she will just like her whole body will relax, and like she will calm down and like will really drop into her body. You can literally see that. And when she's really relaxed and in her body and feels safe enough and comfortable, then she might even open up that night for something else. Like it's not that sometimes we are just so caught up because
you might just need a hug, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Or sometimes a little cuddle or a kiss or just like, being held for a moment. Because from a female perspective, like our life, our daily life, our work life, like it is so much in the masculine energy, and we have to perform, we have to reach certain goals and like to really perform and like do things and lead and like,
so much pressure.
Exactly, and there is so much pressure on us already, and we don't want that. Like that's not how we thrive, how we actually be our best, and to really allow us to be our best and to really like be the best woman with you in that connection is to allow us to be in our feminine, to be messy, to be like playful, to be alive and just allow us to really feel and be in our body, and that only works without pressure.
Yeah, and if you're like pressuring a woman like go down on me and she doesn't really want to do it, she's like doing it just because to give you an experience. Here's a reframe of this. This is what I've done. It's like, hey, only do it when you want to do it. Yeah. Go down on me and I want you to enjoy this because
it feels completely different for him and for me. Like when I go down on him because I want to do it, then I do it because I enjoy it. Yeah. And that makes it way more enjoyable for him. Yeah. And
because if you're going down like this, she's like, oh my God, why am I doing this? I'm just doing this because like
hopefully it's over soon.
Yeah, hurry up and get it over.
Completely wrong
get over and done with. So
wrong intention.
If you've got this dynamic where she's kind of giving you a blowjob just for giving you a blowjob, set up the dynamic of like, say to her, like, hey, I only want you to go down on me when you really want to go down on me, and only do it then.
And that might take a little time.
And like, you might be like, dude, but when will I get my blowjob? But when you get that blowjob,
it will be insane. For both of you.
Yeah, because she'll see how much, because if she's just doing it, just going through the motions because of like, she doesn't like feel pressured. It's more like she just wants to please. The pressure sometimes comes from the pressure of wanting to please you. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you take away all that pressure and going, just do this for your pleasure. Yeah. And then when Isabel goes down on me now, it's more like she's doing this for her pleasure, opposed to like, do it. I really want you to go down on me. Which man doesn't like a blowjob? Come on, bro. You love your blowjobs, don't you? I love mine. But wait to get a blowjob when there's no pressure and it's just only doing it when she wants to. And then we have this game like, I want you to beg me. Yeah. Beg me to do that. And he's like, nah. I'm like pushing her away. And then she wants to come forward even more and more. She knows the game and she still gets turned on. And usually what happens when a woman gives a really good head and she's doing it for herself, what happens to your pussycat?
It gets wet.
Soaking fucking wet.
So, best foreplay advice:
Yeah.
no
Ta-
pressure.
Take away the pressure.
Yeah.
And then for yourself as well, man, take away the pressure that you have to be the best in the bedroom. I know
Yeah.
my book, I don't know if you can see it here,
Yeah,
but
you
like,
can.
best you ever had, it's like, you don't need to be the best. Just take your time to be the best you've ever been for yourself.
You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to perform a certain way or whatsoever. Just have fun and enjoy the moment and enjoy the person in front of you. That's all we ask you for.
Yeah, and when you do that, you watch how much better it will be for both of you.
Yeah.
When you both have non-pressure sex, or non-pressure because it's a foreplay
And not
product.
goal-oriented.
Yeah,
Like,
non-pressure, just like
Yeah.
foreplay. It's like you're just playing, you're exploring, and
Exactly.
you watch.
And it can lead to sex, but it doesn't have to. And that's the fun part of it. Like, it can, like, and watch, it will more likely lead to sex if you go towards it with that intention rather than we have to have sex, we have to have an orgasm, we have to have this. That's all pressure again.
Yeah.
You don't want that. And also, like, for men, like, from our perspective, when there's a man who actually just does the foreplay because of it has to be done in a way, that doesn't turn us on at all. Like, that's not pleasurable at all. That's just like, oh well, he has to tick the box and no,
No ticking boxes, bro.
Nope.
At
ain't
all.
gonna work.
So wrapping that up, unless there's anything else, I feel it's just really,
There's a lot to say, but we had already
Yeah,
a lot of things in here.
yeah, taking all the pressure off yourself
Exactly.
and her, and you'll see a huge difference in the way that you both interact in the bedroom.